We're
Right,
on.
so we're rolling. This is it. You're watching Rear Naked Chat. I nearly said you're watching The Ultimate Fighter. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
TUF Live, officially season 15. We are up to episode number 8, I
Eight.
believe.
Eight now, yeah.
Cruz versus Faber. And getting straight into it, there was the fight last week, which was between. Who was it
It
between? I
was
forgot
between
already.
Pachel and Kofa. The
That's
Kofa the
right.
wrestler, Pachel the striker. And that was
That's
the
right.
one where the strategy just went out of the window because
Yeah.
the striker started taking him down and the wrestler had to start striking.
Yeah, it was almost like they were kind of trying to counter each other, but then or no, they're trying to
Work their
neutralize
strategy.
each
Yeah,
other.
trying to do their
But
strategy.
then it went too far the wrong way, didn't it?
Yeah, and
Ended
then
in
he
an
had
arm
to.
triangle, yeah. But there was a little comment by Uriah Faber at the end, where he said to, oh God, um, Kofa, I think.
Yeah.
What was it? And he goes,
Well, after he lost.
not a mark on your face. No, no, no. Or did he say it to Kofa? Oh, I've
No, he
forgotten.
said it to Kofa and Kofa's eye was fucked.
Yeah, and it was like awkward. It was like, oh,
I don't think
dude.
he dealt with that really well. Like Faber, I don't think he knows how to like. I mean, what do you say to a loser? What do you say to someone who's just lost? I
And
don't
it was
know.
like, yeah, it was like, dude, come on,
Do
just,
something.
just pat him, just put your arm around him. It's all right.
Just-
Yeah, yeah. He tried to make a joke, didn't he?
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, not a mark on your
Wrong
face.
joke, mate.
He was like, oh. But luckily for him, that wasn't the most awkward moment of this
Oh
episode.
my god. Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, they had the guest coach as is usual.
Yeah, they were
I'll
sort
say
of
one thing.
introducing her like no one knew who she was. It's like, come on, we all know who Ronda Rousey is, surely. This is live.
Blowing up. I mean, I'll say one thing because I've only really seen her in her capacity as a fighter. There's a lot of videos of her training. That bitch looks good in a pair of jeans.
Of course, man, the skinny jeans and the
Yeah,
stilettos.
I was appreciating that.
uh,
I was like, wow, okay,
the very
that's
split
how she's
second I
bringing it.
saw her, because I didn't know it was her, all I've seen is Dominic Cruz walk in with some leggy blonde.
Some
I just thought he's
slut.
just brought some fit bird in. Thought fuck it. There's a split second when I thought he's just gone mental. He just thought
Just
fuck it.
brought some hoe. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's just gonna be sitting over
yeah,
there
just
while I
watching.
train you
Yeah,
guys.
texting on her phone or
Gonna-
something.
Yeah, but
But yeah, it's very
and then she
interesting seeing
obviously
that. Very interesting. Like just the dynamics of what a fit woman who can fight suddenly being introduced into the Ultimate Fighter. It just threw everything off.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I think when they started training, she showed her pedigree as. I mean, she's an Olympic level
Yeah.
judo. You can tell she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, yeah, like down. The most amazing bit was when she just moved that leg about an inch, and it
Said
was like,
now.
rah, man, that's sick. That's high level.
Yeah, and it was a nice little thing I noticed as well. Justin Lawrence picked it up perfectly. Like he's got that mentality where it's like, teach me something, I'll learn it.
I know you
Done.
add it to my game.
She was
Done.
like, do this. He was like, okay, bang, did it. And she was like, that was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. That's just because it. But he's the type of person. He's learned martial arts since he was a little boy,
yeah,
and that it just you become that sponge, don't you?
yeah, yeah.
Just
You're
learning.
always adding to it.
But yeah, her presence kind of caused a little bit of another bit of shit talking again between Cruz and Faber, but doesn't really take
It's,
much to, as we've seen, it doesn't really take a lot to get that going.
no,
I think
and it's pretty pathetic when it does get going. To be
Right,
honest,
Dominic Cruz is in a bit of an easy position as well as champion.
exactly. What can you
Because
say?
every time Faber starts talking, it's just like, yeah, what? I
Yeah,
beat you. I'm the
yeah,
champion. Who the fuck are you? Yeah.
yeah. Every time.
Yeah, every time, isn't it? Faber just has to take it. But yeah, he tries to give it back.
Faber's
But
scrappy though, man. He keeps going. He keeps going.
yeah, yeah, true. Fair play to the guy. He's not giving up with that shit. But I kind of thought the impression I got of this show was like, um, they were like, well, Ronda Rousey's really good for women's MMA,
Yeah,
or for getting a female audience.
yeah.
'Cause she's a prominent female MMA fighter. So they're like,
And
okay,
more
let's.
male audience as well. There's a lot of guys who are just seeing her and probably thinking, yeah, I'd like to see her fight.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's true
Like
as well.
fringe fans.
But it's kind of like, all right. So what we do, we'll bring her in. She can be the first female fighter. That'll be good. You know, that'll be
Yep,
good marketing.
yep,
Good. It's a good marketing for like first ever female guest coach. Comes in,
definitely.
does well. And it's like, then she gets respect from the guys. They were like, yeah, awesome, awesome. And then it's kind of like, right now, let's have her be the first female ever to go in the TUF house, and it's like, yeah, you've gone too far. You've gone too far
Yeah.
there. That doesn't work.
It wasn't needed. That's what
It was going well. You should have left it where it was.
yeah, it
So
worked.
let's keep pushing it.
That was ridiculous though, because it was just. I felt so bad for her, man. So
So
bad for
awkward.
her. Can you imagine to actually live that? We saw a few clips of it, but she basically stayed there for a whole pay-per-view, sitting alone, just twiddling her hair for a
But I
whole
can't
pay-per-view.
understand. There must have been some kind of dynamic of the cameras being there. Like they don't want to look like, oh, I'm trying to talk to her, and then if you fucking bait yourself up,
Exactly, it was that.
it's on
It
national
was that.
TV. No
Yeah.
one wanted to take that risk.
No, but
So
can
it's
you
like,
imagine being a room full of men and you're the one who thinks, yeah, fuck it, I'll talk to her. Everyone's just like, "Bruh, he's
what
going to
should
talk
do?
to her.
Yeah.
He's going to talk to
I
her."
know. But I was kind of thinking, why didn't any of them talk to her? It was
Yeah,
just
Chris Tickle
imagine.
tried a little bit.
But that was so awkward, man.
Yeah, it was. It made it worse. He tried to make it better, but he made it worse.
Because he was like, "Ah, can I get you anything?"
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, "Yeah, but I can't really say it in front of everyone because it's
Yeah.
a bit. I need some sorted nuts kind of
Yeah.
thing." And she kind of laughed, and he first of all he didn't go for the.
He took it too
Like,
serious. He
yeah,
took
he
it too
serious,
serious.
and then he was like, and then he didn't even help her.
Yeah.
He didn't even go, "I'll see if I can get some." He just went, "Oh yeah, like cool, yeah."
Yeah. And anyway, starts talking to his mate again.
I know,
Like, not even talking to properly turning his back on her.
I know. Oh, they should have known, man. That's not a good dynamic to put her
I
in.
don't know, man.
And
I
not
wouldn't have
only as well,
predicted that.
they've
I
all
would
been
have
in that.
predicted a better reaction. To be honest, I would have thought they would have talked to her.
Yeah, true. It's kind of their fault, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And I wonder as well if the fact that they've all been locked in that house for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
just like too horny. Like,
If they
if I go
talk
near
to
her,
her.
I don't know what might happen if I go near her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can control myself.
Yeah.
It's an early bit. She comes in the kitchen. She was like, "There's only like three of them in the kitchen," and she was like, "Oh hi, yeah, what are you cooking?" Nobody said shit to her. I'm just, oh mate, oh that was hard for me to watch. I hate
was.
stuff like that.
But that was a proper, like, definitely, like, in the wild, if there was one female lion that walked into a thing, like, it'd be a totally different, because those lions would just be thinking, yeah. But it's like that human brain just starts fucking around,
That's
and it goes
open.
against your natural instincts.
Yeah. Like if it was chimps, she would be getting left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Although I suppose, obviously, yeah, it's that human thing. But also, I suppose she could fight them off pretty well. Also,
True, yeah.
could rip your dick off. So
But fucking get you hard, and then basically snap your dick, like tap you up via
Armbar.
your cock.
arm by your cock.
A baby armbar.
Yeah. So yeah, that was hard viewing, man. That could have been the most awkward moment I've ever seen on.
Yeah, I
on
reckon.
To be honest.
What came close to me, I think I mentioned it in a previous one, but when Shamrock Ortiz,
Oh,
the
right.
amount of hatred between them, Dana finally gets them together just to say this is the start of the show. Just be respectful. I know you don't like each other, but it's a competition. May the best man win.
Yeah.
Then they just look at each other. They shake hands. Dana walks out, and then they're just waiting for the other fighters to come in, and it's like 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, and they haven't said a fucking word.
Oh no!
They're in the
Oh,
same
and aren't
room.
they just both looking straight ahead as
Yeah,
well?
yeah, just walking around. It's like 12 minutes past, not a word said.
God, yeah,
Fucking hell.
that was tough.
But
Do you
yeah,
think they did it on purpose?
what
left them waiting in there?
could have been, could have
Just
been,
bad timing,
or
do
it
you
could
think
have
they
been just
deliberately-
fate. What do you think about a tough woman's version? Would you watch that? I think I
Maybe,
would, you know.
maybe. Maybe.
You
They'd
know
have to-
me, I'm a fan of drama. There would be fucking
Yeah.
drama in that house.
That is true. That is true for sure. I mean, the problem with women's MMA in general is that there isn't enough depth of talent.
Yeah,
Like really, okay, I rate Ronda Rousey is obviously amazing.
yeah.
Then you got Cyborg, but I mean, technically that's a man. The amount
Yep.
of fucking testosterone
Doesn't
she
count.
must have taken. Then it's a big drop off for me. Like if you look at
Yeah.
the difference, Misha Tate's supposed to be the next one.
And she got done.
She got fucking destroyed.
She's like the John Jones, really, potentially.
Destroyed by Ronda
Even-
Rousey.
even
And
stronger
then if you
than
look at Gina Carano was the previous top one, and did you see when she fought Cyborg?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
but is that fair though?
classic.
Can you again? Should that count as a proper defeat?
But this was I'm saying that the only real high level fight I think there is will be Ronda Rousey versus Cyborg.
Yeah, yeah,
Who else
true,
can compete with those two,
true.
really?
Yeah, fuck it. Let her take the drugs, man. I think she'll
Yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
do
I'm
her.
not. I'm not
Yeah,
complaining. I'm just saying, if you then translate to a female tough, what's the level of talent going to be
yeah.
like? I
There's
don't
going to
know.
be some women out of caravans in the house.
It's going to be lame. In fact, you remember there was that video online as well of that massive dyke just threatening to beat people with a thing. And you
Yes.
said,
Yeah.
should she try and be a heavyweight in women's
Yeah,
MMA?
yeah, yeah. I'd love to see, yeah, because there's no heavyweights in women.
It's
I don't even know
Big
what the
Man,
weight
wasn't
classes
it?
are.
Yeah, threatening people with an iron bar. I'll tweet that if anyone wants to see it.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that was just ugh.
yeah, awkward.
Yeah,
I
Ronda
was glad
Rousey
when it
looked
finished. I was just glad
Ronda
when that bit was
Rousey
over.
looked pissed off. That's all I'm going to say about
Yeah.
that. That was it. But yeah, so then to the
Oh,
oh
there
yeah,
were
they
some
had they had a
pranks.
little huh?
Want to talk about the pranks this week?
Not really. I mean, I suppose I have to. It was on the show. I'll say a little side note. There was one just random moment where you saw Master Tong was just standing with his arms folded.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking kung fu villain,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
movie, like from that hair,
yeah.
but very specific. Like I could see him in an 80s
No, in a
Jean-Claude
Bruce
Van.
Lee film. He's the one of the henchmen in a Bruce Lee film, the
Yeah,
baddies.
he's got a bit of Bolo Young about him, hasn't
Yes,
he?
yes, yeah. Bolo Young.
I've heard apparently Bolo Young's still kind of walking around looking like that. Not doing
Really?
any films, but yeah, I think he's might be taking a lot of.
He struck me as someone who's roided up to the neck, solidly rammed.
I think he's just kept going.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. What you got to lose? But yeah, I think he needs to make a comeback. If they make an Expendables 3, I want to see Bolo Young.
Bolo.
It needs to be done. I mean, everyone
I
else.
wouldn't
is
mind
fucking
seeing
in
a
it.
remake of Bloodsport, but MMA,
MMA style,
which is sort of what it was, but it was
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
more.
yeah,
It was a bit
yeah.
more Street Fighter than MMA. Like it was a bit like there was a character who was out of the jungle, like Blanca and stuff.
Yeah, it was, and there's a Sagat style kickboxer.
Yeah.
I remember doing this with my friend actually, making these analogies.
What?
Bolo Young was a bit Bison,
Oh right, okay.
comparing characters in Bloodsport to
Yeah,
Street Fighter.
yeah.
We actually did it.
I've done that with UFC fighters as well before. Like my favourite is Brian Stan is Guile. Definitely,
It's the easiest though, isn't it?
it's the easiest one. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Wanderlei Silva is Blanca for me as well.
Nice. I can see that.
Uh,
It's coming out of the jungle. But yeah, I thought the pranks were a bit fucking lame in the house, to be honest. What did they do? Yeah, the old cling film around the hose.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, it's almost like the people know, okay, look, we're all bored. They're literally just doing it for something to do. Like, no one's taking them personal.
yeah. It's like there's no motivation behind them. There's no like, you know, I mean, there's no intent behind them. They're just like
It's just
something
we're
to do.
bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Crookshank worried about the pranks getting too extreme. He's like, don't think so, mate. Fucking hell.
I like the frozen shorts, though. That was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
that's really good.
And then Uriah Faber's prank.
What the fuck
Prank.
was that?
I'll say prank.
I don't know what that was.
That was one of the weirdest
It was weird.
pranks I've ever seen. I don't know what was going on.
It felt like a prank is like, you know, you get someone, you get them. But that just looked like that was them living out some weird fantasy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's like they were enjoying it too much compared to how pissed off the other team were.
In the end, I suppose the prank was that they stank the room up with body odor.
Yeah, but there's easier ways to do that, man.
Exactly, exactly. But I think my reaction to it was pretty much the same as the one they showed Dominic Cruz's reaction, which
Yeah.
was just sit there and not say anything and just shake his head and just. That's it. I've got the same reaction.
It's just that, innit?
All right, fair enough. Because yeah, they finished and then all just left. So it's like, all right. Fair
But it
enough.
was the point at which it was like, oh, well, I didn't realise this is what you were going to do. Because as the prank was unfolding, it was like, okay, right, you're going to put all the equipment in their room. Oh, no, you're not going to do that. You're actually going to work out. Oiled up. Oh, in your pants. What? It was just unravelling into confusion.
Yeah. Then it was like, and then, oh, that's it. And then you just have to walk out.
Just leave out. Like,
I'll do a little
very
tea,
tired.
chat.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
I think the less said about that, the better. To be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
move on
let's
to
get on to the
fight.
fight. Let's get on to the fight.
So the fight, I would say, the action was not bad. I did in the first round. Actually, I did find myself drifting off a little bit, where I was just started thinking about something else, and then
Right.
suddenly went, "Oh shit, yeah,
I'm watching a
fight."
fight.
So that's not probably not a
Not a
good
good
sign.
sign. But then you
Um,
think Sam, just like in the build up to the fight, he was just looking so unsure of himself. Like he didn't have
yeah,
that. Like remember how we were talking about him earlier on, saying how he
an
just looks like
animal.
a killer. There's no
Mm,
fear. It's just direct. And then something just changed, and all of a sudden he seemed a bit like second guessing
tentative.
everything.
Yeah, I wonder as well because they didn't really go too deep into that either before the fight, did they? So it's hard to know exactly what his
No,
problem was.
I
But
know when it changed. It's when he just suddenly. I think there came a point in training when he felt out of his depth because he
right,
basically is just a striker.
confidence.
You got to remember, like although he knocks someone out, he is just a striker. He's
So his
meant to have
confidence
wrestling, but yeah, and the confidence.
confidence started to go.
And then he started saying to who's his coach, Cruz, saying, "I'm sort of feeling the pressure of being picked second." Like from
Right.
that point, it was just like,
Yeah. Once you get into that mental spiral
yeah,
downhill, especially you can't take a step back and collect your thoughts because you're
mm,
constantly in the house, constantly got cameras
exactly.
on
It's
you.
just forward, forward, forward. It's very hard
Yeah.
to take time to reflect. Although
Just
there is
yeah.
spare time in the house when you should be doing that.
But even then, you got a camera in your face,
Yeah, yeah,
surrounded by the people you're competing
true,
with.
true.
So you can't, they're always going to be in your mind, aren't they? Like if
Yeah.
you know the gun fighting's in the next room or whatever.
That must be so annoying because I take for granted. I like my own company, and I like the fact that I have control over when I don't see people. But in
Right.
that house, if you ever want to just take a moment, it's like I just want to sit on my own. I don't want to have to conversate. I don't want someone to say to me, "Oh, is everything all right?" Or "Are you looking a bit of a mood?" Like, no, I'm just sitting here. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
So you can't do that.
Can't, can't. Or even if you do go to a spot where you're totally on your own, someone will follow you with a camera and
Yeah,
just stick it in your face. Oh look,
it's like
he's off sitting on his own in the
yeah, it's
garden.
like I would just look at the camera and say, "Come on, man. There's nothing to see here. I'm just sitting here."
Just start
Like you don't
wanking.
need to film this, man.
Just get your cock out and just start having a bash.
You
But
want
yeah,
something to
film
film?
that.
You want something to film?
Exactly. But I think the way I would approach it, like I'm talking like I'm a fucking fighter,
Producer.
but or no, I'm a fighter.
Oh,
Um, I think I'd say right in the gym,
yeah.
that's physical training.
All right.
In the house, this is mental training.
Yeah.
Use it as a chance to kind of right. I've got to keep my focus
Yeah.
here,
Yeah. Yeah.
keep my confidence up, and keep against all these odds, and
Yes.
almost treat it like that.
Yeah. 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 I see what you mean. But
So
then
it's
what I'm worried about is the downtime. I'm saying between that and that, where's the downtime? Where's the
yeah,
recovery
true.
period?
That's your problem when you sleep, I suppose. Yeah, I
But
don't
when you
know.
sleep, you should be relaxed. You shouldn't be using that time to like mull over things. It's like just relax now and go to sleep. You're tired.
Yeah, but that's it. That seems to be the problem for a
Yeah.
lot of people on that show. Yeah,
So, but I mean, Sam, he seemed really affected from where he came from, the image that he had, and to where he was like now fighting, looking a bit nervous, and then
yeah. And
the
Saunders
actual,
had no pressure on him, really,
yeah,
did he?
no pressure at all. He was like last pick, and how often do you see that they fight with this freedom of like and this motivation, this extra motivation, and it
Yeah,
worked totally the opposite for him.
and he did sort of tell that little story as well of he's basically come from nothing. So it's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
it's funny though. TUF Brazil's made these sub stories just
yeah,
seem so lame.
yeah,
It's just like yeah, whatever, mate. Yeah, even though you're poor, you probably still like grew up,
yeah. It's not
brick
Brazil poor.
house
It's not
house made
Brazil
of
poor.
bricks. No, exactly.
Yeah, you had bricks, bruv. You had bricks. Enough said.
But yeah, I thought Cecilia looked better early on in the fight. In the first round, I say Cecilia looked better early. Then Saunders kind of got into the flow, looked better.
Yeah.
Cecilia took a fucking lick. He got dropped, didn't he? Was it a head kick?
Head kick, yeah, yeah. And you know what? He didn't throw that head kick again. It's like,
No.
come on, man, that was so successful. That needed to be thrown at least a few more times.
And then Cecilia came back a bit stronger. He came back from that though. Had a bit of
My feeling from that whole
advantage
round
in
was
the
that
second
he's always. It just felt like he's Saunders is doing the better work, but it feels like he's only just one punch away, Cecilia, from a
one. Yeah,
knockout.
always. Yeah, it seemed like that.
But then it
But
felt like that was going. The chances of that were going down as the fight went on.
um, yeah, you're right. As Saunders' confidence grew as well.
Yeah.
But I gave the first round to Saunders myself.
Yep.
The second round, they both came out swinging. There's a funny little moment where like, I'm a fan of these coach cams,
Yeah.
but the one with Dominic Cruz, it was a bit of unintentional comedy where at the point where the coach cam went on him,
Yeah.
he just literally went, drop to a single, drop to a single, drop to a single,
Yeah.
drop to a single, drop to, and he must have said it about, and then
Yeah.
he turns to his coach and he goes, he's not dropping to a single. And it cut. That was it. That was the whole coach cam. Just, oh, wow. How, you know.
He wasn't
Because
listening though. They were saying that. I mean, the strategy was use your wrestling, and the one time he did it, it kind of gave him a little bit of an advantage in the fight, and then he just didn't do it again. I thought he was just looking for the knockout. That was it.
But it seemed to me in that round, Saunders, I wouldn't say he was going backwards, but he was. It looked like he was trying to go in and out.
Yeah.
But it was more out than in.
Yeah.
But when he was in, he was connecting, I suppose.
It was
But
Condit
Cecilia,
style, wasn't it? It's Carlos Condit style one.
that was it. But to me, Cecilia looked more aggressive. He looked like he was pushing the action. Saunders did take him down once and got his back, but then lost it very easily.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a lot of it is body language as well, because like as the fight went on, Cecilia was throwing these wild punches and missing blatantly.
yeah.
And whereas what thingy, what's his name? Saunders was doing
picking his spot.
just little bits like in the clinch, doing little knees that weren't really connecting, but it looks good. It looks better than just going and missing.
I think he deserved a third round though. Personally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I wrote? I was annoyed actually. I was like, "Fuck this 2-round bullshit. Every fight should just be 3 rounds." I don't know why do they have the 2-round thing to try and make it more exciting? Pressure for the knockout.
I guess so. Yeah, you'd hope so. I wanted a finish in that. To be fair, it was a really good fight. But I wanted to see a finish, man.
Yeah. I think there's more times when you think, "Oh, please a third round," than, "Oh, that should have been 2 rounds."
Yeah.
I can't think I've ever thought that. Yeah, you get some boring fights, but it feels like it's the wrong thing to do by the fighters as well. It's like, come on, this is UFC, Ultimate Fighter. At least give them a proper 3-round fight. Just to decide once and for all. Like, so there's no question marks, there's no doubts. The winner is the winner.
Yeah, true. But that's how it goes. Maybe it's a time issue for the show. You never know.
Could be. But it's not exactly the house is full of fucking excitement at the moment. I'd rather see a third round than cut out the pranks and see another round of fighting.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's that old adage though, innit? Don't let it go to the judges, man.
Yeah.
You can't trust those fuckers. So
but, yeah, it felt like he probably lost that. To be honest, once that head kick landed, it was like, oh shit, I think he's gonna lose. I think he's
in trouble.
Yeah.
He's in trouble. Yeah, but so that's it. Down to the last fight now. Your Faber redeemed himself a little bit. That little joke at the end wasn't bad when he goes, I'll let Dominic pick the fights this week. I was like, I'll give you that one.
I was hoping this might be the week. You know, like last week you were saying, like, what's going to happen if someone gets a knockout, like 10 seconds in? What happens for the rest of the show? I was hoping this would be that week.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But it's still not there. Like, they've all been long fights.
Love to see the filler. Yeah.
All right,
so
that's
about all I got on that one.
Now? 4-3 to Faber.
Yep.
And next week,
last fight next week, our boy Ogle, whatever the fuck he was wearing to the weigh-ins, I don't know.
Old school wrestling outfit, but I don't know. I'm worried for Ogle, man. He hasn't got it up here.
Yeah, he hasn't. But that might work in his favour. You never know. He might just go mental.
The best we can hope for is that he's crying and hitting him at the same time.
Yeah, just hammer fisting him in the face while crying. Yeah. Maybe
but yeah, it should make it 4-4. So I reckon it's going to be absolutely level going into the semis.
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of the opposite of the other show, but we'll be getting into that. Keep an eye out for that show. That's going to be posted up very shortly, if not the same time as this.
Brilliant.
So tune in for that one. We will be back. Rear Naked Chat at Twitter. Rear Naked Channel on YouTube. As you will know, you're watching it. No Facebook. Facebook's for queers.
Lame.
And email us rearnakedchat@gmail.com. I think that's about it.
It feels like these are the adverts that we have to do, but it's like we're just advertising ourselves, so we're kind of sponsored by ourselves.
Has to be done.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
See you in Brazil.
Yeah, bitches.